Hi there. Today I'm going to be sharing with you the big 3 pieces of gear that I am bringing with me on my thru hike next year. I'm Lori. Welcome to Lori Goes Hiking. I will be hiking all of the Appalachian Trail next year, and I'm here today with another video related to my thru hike. The big 3 pieces of gear are the shelter, backpack, and sleep system. They are called the big 3 because they are the most expensive, biggest, and heaviest pieces of gear that I'm going to be bringing. I knew when I started backpacking at the age of 41 that I would need lightweight gear to be able to make the miles and actually enjoy it. So all of these are definitely an investment. They are all lightweight and expensive. First is my shelter. I'm bringing the Zpacks Plex Solo. I bought this in 2023 for $599. My favorite thing about this is how light it is. With the guy lines, line locks, taped seams, and stuff sack, it only weighs 13.9 ounces. It sets up with 1 trekking pole, so I don't even need to bring tent poles. It's been a while since I set this up, so the pitch isn't perfect, but you get the idea. It only has 1 vestibule, but that's plenty for me. It's a single wall tent. That means there's no rain fly. It's made from 1 layer of waterproof, breathable fabric that is both the inner tent and the rain fly. A single wall tent is more prone to condensation, and there will be a lot of rain and humidity on the AT. I have camped in this tent in rainstorms, but condensation is the only water that I've ever had to deal with. The inside floor space is 38 by 90, so it's plenty of room. After it warms up and I send some of my bulky winter gear home, I might switch to the Zpacks Duplex. I got this for trips with my daughter. I bought it in 2023 for $669. It fits 2 people, so for one, it's very roomy. It only weighs 18.5 ounces, not much more than the Plex Solo. Since a tent will be my home for months, I think the extra space might be more comfortable. It also has 2 vestibules, which is great for ventilation. You can open both doors and create a cross breeze, and that reduces condensation. It is Saturday. I did yard work today. I was working on the garden. We're getting a new fence soon, but there's like 3 blowers happening right now and mowers and a car engine, and the neighbor's dog was just barking. I'm hoping that I just got this DJI mic. I'm hoping that it actually works and it cuts all the outside noise out. This is ridiculous. So the next item of my big 3 is my sleep system, and that includes my quilt, sleeping pad, and liner. I started with a sleeping bag, but found that a quilt was more practical. The lowest temp that I've ever camped at was 30 degrees, and I had a 40-degree quilt with a liner, and I was a little bit cold. It will be colder than that when I start the trail, so I bought the Enlightened Equip Enigma APEX 20-degree quilt. I got this last year for $215. And you can customize these. I got this in the short length and wide width with tendonier fabric, and I chose navy on the outside and gray on the inside. This is a synthetic filling. It weighs 29.5 ounces, and it has a closed foot box. So a quilt is not closed all around like a sleeping bag. It opens. So this goes on the bottom, and then this goes on top of me, because when you lay on insulation, there's no point to it. You're compressing it. It doesn't work. So this saves a little bit of weight by using a quilt. When this arrived in the mail, I held it like this and hugged it, and I said, "You're gonna save my life." It was a bit dramatic, but I like the way it felt. I love the colors, and I know it's gonna keep me warm on the cold nights. To add a little warmth to the quilt, I am bringing the Summit Thermalite Reactor Compact Plus Women's Sleeping Bag Liner. I got this for Christmas in 2023. It adds up to 20 degrees of warmth. It weighs 9.4 ounces, and it has a mummy shape, a closed toe box, and a hood with a cinch cord on it. It's thicker at the torso and the feet. It's really good at adding warmth. And not just that, it keeps the quilt clean. Quilts are hard to wash. So when the liner gets dirty, you just throw that in the wash. It's really simple. So I'll go in the liner, and then the quilt goes on top of me, and then we go on top of the sleeping pad. I have the Thermarest NeoAir X-Therm NXT Max. This is the regular and wide version. It is 25 by 72 by 3, and it has an R value of 7.3. It weighs a lot for a pad though. It is 22.6 ounces. I am a side sleeper. This pad is so comfortable. I actually brought this whole sleep system with me on a trip to the Smokies a few months ago, and the low there was 42, and I was actually a little too warm. I got hot in the system. I want to sleep in my backyard when it gets to the 20s before leaving for the trail, just to make sure that it does keep me warm at that temp. When the weather warms up, everything in my sleep system is probably going to change. I'm probably going to switch to my Enlightened Equipment Revelation APEX. This is my 40-degree quilt. I love this color. This is the short regular version, and then I'll probably be using this. This is the Nemo Tensor All Season Ultralight. It is the regular wide rectangle shape. It has an R value of 5.4. I don't need an R value that high for the AT in the summer, but I've slept on thinner pads. They are so uncomfortable being a side sleeper, and this pad is very, very comfortable. The quilt weighs 16.6 ounces and the pad weighs 19.5 ounces. So that's going to bring my entire sleep system from 61.6 ounces all the way down to 36.1 ounces, and that is a pound and a half lighter. The last of the big three is my backpack. This is the Zpacks Women's Arc Haul Ultra 60 liter. I got this in 2023 for $399. It has a large padded hip belt. It weighs 20.8 ounces and it carries a max of 40 pounds. But I have found that anything above 30 just isn't comfortable. The internal volume is 47 liters. The outside mesh pocket right here is 8 liters, and each side pocket is 2.5 liters. Each pocket holds up to 2 1-liter bottles, and it is angled to get the bottles out easy. I can pop the bottles out. I just have trouble getting them back in, and that's just because I have short arms. The mesh pocket, this is where I store my wet gear and things that I need for the day. Like my food for the day goes in here, tent stakes, and anything else that I need quick access to. This is the short torso length, and it's adjustable from 16 to 19 inches. It has an interchangeable hip belt and straps. So if I lose weight, I don't have to get a new pack. I just buy a new hip belt. I like Zpacks because they are based in Florida where I live. They're actually out of Melbourne. But the main reason I went with this pack is because of the hip belt. They're one of the few companies that offer hip belts without pockets on them. I know that's strange, but I don't want a pocket on my hip belt. I have wide hips, so when I put packs on, I have to lengthen these straps so much just to get around my hips that the pockets end up way back, like past my side, and they're useless. useless weight. I can't open them, I can't reach them. So I wear a fanny pack instead. The curved arc right here, it transfers the weight to my hips, and then it has this breathable space between the pack and my back. All the seams are taped, and the fabric makes it highly water resistant. I do use a Nyloflume pack liner inside of it just as a precaution, but this fabric is very water resistant. And then it has these side compression straps that I use to cinch down my water bottle, or my daughter sometimes brings a chair, so the poles go in here. I did add this water bottle pocket. This was an addition to the pack, but I think I'll be leaving it on there. It also has these on the bottom. I've rolled up the tent and put it on the bottom here when it was wet because I didn't want it inside of my pack. I've also put my shoes on here like sideways because they're dirty and wet too. So these have come in very handy. If you can't tell, I am very excited about the gear that I am bringing. I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any questions or advice, please leave that in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.